Mary Lane Chairman, Ron Brothers, and Joe Hazelwood. And also, if you did not read the information about the Historical Society, they are having a meeting at 5:30 at Gina George's on the 25th of January. What day of the week is that? Tuesday. It'll be next Tuesday. There's a lot of things that they are going to do, but particularly there will be a discussion on the Central Fire Station being moved. And we'd like any and everyone that's interested to certainly attend. At this time, this concludes my business portion, and I am going to turn the evening over to our program chairman, who will introduce our speaker for the rest of the evening. Thank you, and I'm glad y'all came back.
I met this young man over here a couple of years ago, and I had the privilege of listening to him discuss exactly what we're all sitting here waiting for him to say tonight. I'll say this about him. He is the most knowledgeable person that I have ever listened to in connection with genealogy on what to look for, where to look for it, what not to look for, and why not. So without any further ado, and I asked him, I said, you got anything special you want to say? He said, no, just tell me I'm wrong, Mr. Bremar. So this is Mr. Bremar. Glad to hear you.
Thank you. Howdy! Just checking out the hall here. I am delighted to be here and appreciate this opportunity very much. I was once introduced to the state of Oregon as the world's greatest genealogist. Maybe that best describes me, I don't know. Just for my information, I would like to know at this time, by the show of hands, how many of you here are still researching in America? Are you stuck in the States, any of you? Some of you. How many of you eventually have lines in the British Empire, England, Ireland, Scotland, or Wales? There are no Germans here. Will I give you, ladies and gentlemen, kind of an overview of how far back you can go, depending on where you're from. The two hardest ethnic groups to trace are Native American Indians and blacks, but some of them go back 200 years. If you're Greek or Irish, 250 years seem to be the average. If you're English, at least 350. But if you're Scottish, French, Italian, Scandinavian, 400 years in those countries is the average. Germanic or Slavic, 500 years. If you're Swiss, though, it's always 600 years. If you're Holland Dutch, 700 years. If you're Spanish, 900 to 1,000 is the average. If you're Korean, that's the world leaders, 2,000 years of all lines documented. And you're stuck in 1840. Shame on you. I usually make this the question and answer period because it tells me what to talk about later. You can now talk about any state, any country, any county, any ancestor. There are no dumb questions. You ought to hear some of the answers I'm going to give you. Whoever asks the first question right now gets a double blessing. Who's first? Yes?
We've lost great-grandma.
Okay.
Great-grandpa started out in Carroll County, Missouri, 7 years of age. We lose him till he shows up in 1882 in Carroll County, Arkansas. Meanwhile, somewhere twixt in between, he's married, has 3 kids, and she dies between censuses. Where do we start?
You want your ancestors to die on census years, huh?
It would be nice. I've got one that did.
What's the last name of the family?
Glaze, G-L-A-Z-E.
What church they go to in Missouri and Arkansas?
Okay, he was a Methodist preacher in Arkansas.
So his records will be in Lake Junaluska, North Carolina. All circuit riders. What was he doing in Missouri, same thing?
He was growing up.
Yeah, growing up. But his daddy, I mean his family.
Okay, his daddy was taking cattle drives, and his brother, when he got older, was taking wagon trains up through Kansas, Oregon.
Yeah.
And his daddy...
The name is Glaze, so he needs to go to Australia for the Glaze family. And you need to use a mercantile library in St. Louis. But I'm going to give you more later. That shouldn't be a hard family. That's the Tennessee Glaze family from eastern Tennessee?
From
A portion of
portion
Tennessee.
of
Yeah, I thought it was.
Before that through Virginia and Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah, same family.
Before that Palatine area.
Yep. Hank Jones, 3 books. You probably use the 3 books. New York Palatine families, a big chapter in the Glaze family. Someone else. Yes.
I'm back to a fish of LES library.
He's using Salt Lake City's microfiche, for those of you who may not hear.
Found a brother, to the great-great-grandfather in Salt Lake, and I could use the information there, and out in the extreme right-hand column, it has FILM. Now, I've been told that means that the files are closed, and they're not.
Some of the records are closed in Salt Lake City. That doesn't mean you can't get at them or access them, though.
But it's not a 2-hour thing to see them on my ancestors.
Yeah. She wants a video. Run that by me again. You're tired of John Wayne.
But I thought maybe, by
Anything you can't access in Salt Lake or that's closed, you just write to Kevin Hanson, in care of my address, and by return mail, he'll Xerox that from you for Salt Lake. Is that what you want? All right. Yeah. Someone else. Any questions? Anything legal? Come on, loosen up for you guys. What? Who invited him?
You did.
What name do you want to know? German Noster. In Philadelphia. But you're not back in Philadelphia yet.
No.
Where's your grandpa or great-grandpa, the last you traced your family?
Well, like I said, I told you it's just a fire. We don't have any information, but food store about that big.
In Texas.
Yeah, in Texas.
Where? Paris. Right here in River City. Okay. And what church are they going to?
Well, my grandmother, when she died, she was going to the Congregation Church here in Paris.
And they're from the Chicago area originally?
Yeah.
Congregational Archives of the Midwest is in Chicago at the seminary. But they're not going to be Congregationalists as he moves east to Ohio and into Pennsylvania. He's going to pick up a Lutheran family, and the records will be in Springfield, Ohio. But on that name, if he's lazy and a cheater guts like me, all he has to do is write to 1300 Locust Street in Philadelphia, and he'll find a whole file on that family. Historical Society of Pennsylvania.
What was the family name?
Noster, you know, that's up big yard, and you expect you to drop the outside.
They do that in Texas, yes.
Do that.
Belcher? Yes.
In 1824, how do I find out what loan is loan on?
Where did you find this William Belcher?
It's a library in my place.
But where's he living?
Oh, he got lost someplace in Virginia. I guess he died in Virginia.
Because a lot of Belchers are from Virginia.
Virginia.
Yeah. Do you belong to the Belcher family of America? Do you get the quarterly?
No.
Do you go to family reunions, the Belcher family reunions? They're throwing parties and not inviting you? Okay. You have a huge Belcher clan you need to tie into. But if I were working Belchers, I would write to the Mary Ball Washington Library, Lancaster, Virginia, and they'll give her lots of information on her Belchers. Yes?
I have the original immigration papers, my great-granddaddy.
Good. If you didn't hear, she has the original immigration papers. Go ahead.
It's not recorded in Springfield.
Springfield where? All right.
They did not record on that.
Just for you.
So.
What's his last name? Partridge. English Partridge. Dr. Harvey?
There's the census is German.
Partridge? They changed the name then. Oh, Germans did that too.
Well, his name was O'Hara, I assume that
Yeah, or Scotch Irish. Where did you find them? In Chicago, you said, or Illinois? Okay. So what is your question?
What do I do? He was born in Canada. They came into Canada about 1860.
All right. For people from Canada, we write the Northern New York American Canadian Genealogical Society in Plattsburgh, New York. They're the best. The people crossing the line into America. Probably she'll end up the provincial archives in Toronto with a name like Partridge. And if they're German, that means they're Partridges out of Kitchener area.
Well, he was born at St. Mary's.
All right.
Have that much documented.
All right. You need to write the Family History Center in Montreal, Canada. But you're going to end up doing most of your research in Ottawa, National Library. Someone else, this side away. Ask anything. How can I help you? Oh, way back there.
Okay, I have a Gibbs family, and I can't go anywhere. So
You got to give. Where are they?
We're in Alabama, and the last, as far back I go, he got married in 1844 in Carroll County, Georgia. Then moved to Alabama.
All right.
I have two Gibbs
So you've been-
genealogies, but it's not enough.
You've been to Evans Memorial Library in Aberdeen, Mississippi? That's where you start. Then you want to go to Huntsville Public Library, secondly, in Huntsville. And then you want to go to Macon, big, huge library in Macon, Georgia, because either the Gibbs out of central Georgia. I'll give you more on that later. Did you get all that written down?
Yeah, they came from that corner from South Carolina.
Yeah,
Close.
yeah. Near Hart County, yes.
Gilly, G-I-L-L-E-Y is the current spelling.
From?
I've just started, and I understand.
Only green things grow.
So don't ask me any hard questions.
That's all right.
And I understand that in Scotch, that this is on the Scotch Irish.
Yeah, all Scotch Irish.
I understand that a gilly is the manager of an estate way back when,
Yes, or a worker of an estate.
or a worker.
Yes. But your question is, where are your gillies from? Not anciently, but where are they in America, perhaps?
Probably Alabama.
All right. Evans Memorial Library, Aberdeen, Mississippi, number 1. Scotch Irish and Scottish are the easiest to cross the pond with as well, and I'll tell you why later. Yes.
I have a Conch family that's been driving me crazy for years.
C-O-N-C-H?
C-L-A-U-N-C-H is the way it's spelled now, but in our Revolutionary War papers, it's spelled 3 ways in the same document.
Oh, well, that happens.
And we can't find really what nationality it is. Some people say it's German. I had one man tell me it's Scotch Irish, and he was between anybody but Cloud who said otherwise. And it's just an ongoing thing.
Where did he serve in the Revolution? What colony?
He lived in Virginia.
All right.
Mecklenburg County, Virginia.
So you're going to search the Mary Ball Washington Library first in Lancaster, Virginia. All of us use that as our starting library. Then we graduate to Battle Abbey. That's the biggest library in the southern states. The Virginia Historical Society at 428 North Boulevard, Richmond, Virginia. But you need that wonderful, wonderful database out of Australia for that family. For sure.
Australia.
Yeah, all of us.
I had checked, looked on the IDI, covered most of them. The only place I find the name is in France.
It could be, but I've heard that name being Alsatian, meaning German French, and you might have a lot of Alsatian lines. Yeah. Someone else. Yes.
How about Coble, who,
Spell that name, please.
C-O-B-L-E's the way they spell it.
Oh, but sometimes they put a V in there.
Well, that's what I was gonna ask.
Pennsylvania Dutch. Hillbillies from Germany. I'm sorry. Cousin. Yeah, Cobble. You need to write to Dr. Don Yoder, Devon, Pennsylvania. He has your genealogy. Dr. Don Yoder, for sure. He is the world specialist on the Cobbles. Been working since the 1950s on that
So the
family.
Cobble, I think the Cobble, so the Cobbles would be the Coble,
Same family.
they wouldn't have put a lynx or anything like that, it would probably.
Well, it could
But
be.
the Cobble is the same as the Coble.
Oh, yes, same family.
That's definitely.
Devon, Pennsylvania. Yeah, a lot of these are, well, besides Pennsylvania Dutch, a lot of that branch of the family became Mennonites. So you'll have a lot of Mennonite lines there. That'll be in Lancaster. Yes?
Okay, everybody's asking questions as they're intermediates or they've been into genealogy for a while. Now, you telling them to go to libraries. Now, I know there's some beginners in this room, and we're telling them to go to libraries. So what would you suggest to the beginners in the room after they've gone to their grandma and grandparents, how to start their genealogy?
Get out of it before you spend the money.
That's right.
I read the book, Chaos and Confusion. If you want to save time and money, if you want to organize your records or your computer, whichever, read that $10 book, Chaos and Confusion. That's powerful and effective in organizing your records.
Who's the author?
Jumping ahead, it's by Jones. Jumping ahead to the back of that question, when we first start out, I'm going to give you lots of sources today. Tonight is the word to answer that. The end result is many of you want to publish your genealogy. You should share it with the whole world. The worst thing you can do is use a New England registered numbering system. That's where the immigrant 1630 is number 1, and your number is 50,330K. We hate it. No one will ever read it. This is the easiest of all. If you'll take all the family group sheets on your family name and alphabetize those, we love it. That's all we'd like you to publish. No one reads a genealogy book that's not in alphabetical order in worksheet format. You love it, you create it, you design it, you put the pictures and the fluff and the narrative and the details in the front. But nothing works greater than 150 family group sheets in alpha sequence in that book. That's your goal. I'll give you more on that later. Someone else. Yes? What's the name? Milton in Tennessee. Central or Eastern? Okay, so you're Central. And are these Baptists?
I know about the wife and her family, that her husband, who was the father,
All right. She's asking a question about Tennessee. Whenever we work Kentucky, Tennessee, we always go to Madison, Wisconsin first, and search the Lyman Draper collection. It's on film nearby, so we don't have to leave Texas to use the Lyman Draper collection. And then we go to the 2 libraries in Memphis on every Tennessee line, Memphis State and the Memphis Public Library. Then we jump over to those 3 glorious libraries in Nashville, State Archives and Library. And we use a couple special libraries, one of which is the Baptist 2 libraries, and a third one that I'll come to later. The biggest library of all that you'll use is the Knoxville McClung Collection. We love that annex to the public library. McClung. However, her home run on almost every Tennessee line will be the biggest library of all, with one whole wall full of family folders. It is called the Chattanooga Public Library. Okay? And if you're stuck in real early Tennessee, there are 4 other libraries I need to supplement this word with, if they're very, very early, late 1700s, early 1800s. Many of you, like myself, have people in that area, and I do. And so I use Kingston, Kingsport, Newport, and Bristol, Virginia. One of the mines for both cities to help with very early Tennessee. That's very fast, but I give you an overview, as it were, for Tennessee. Okay? Yes?
I have William L. Bartlett, born in Virginia in 1827, married to Margaret Elizabeth Horn Underhill, which I understand is Cherokee, September 1828. I don't know where to go to from there. She was born in Tennessee. Then I have the other set of great-great-grandparents is Barry Phillips, married to Susan. He was born in Kentucky. She was born in Tennessee. I don't have dates.
All right.
They're supposed to be Tennessee also.
Okay. The Underhills, you know about the book, the organization that published the database and everything for Underhills. You got cousins all over, and it's well researched, and I'll give you a database for that later. If they're Cherokee Indians or American Indians particularly, We go to Pickens Public Library in Holdenville, Oklahoma. It's your home run. Pickens Public Library in Holdenville, Oklahoma.
I think they left the trail in Missouri.
Makes no difference. Makes no difference. Our best Missouri library is the Mercantile Library in St. Louis. No one's ever heard of it, but what a library. Question.
Gaskill and Mosley, we got New Jersey, Missouri.
Records will be at New Brunswick and the Rutgers University. First, what nationality is Gaskill?
Probably English.
Yeah. And they're going to be what church then?
Little brother.
So we'll read those wonderful volumes from New Jersey called The Encyclopedia of American Quaker Genealogy by Hinshaw. But the Quaker collection for New Jersey is now all in Glassboro State College. She wants a Satterthwaite collection, Satterthwaite, in the Satterth Library, S-A-B-I-T-Z, in Glassboro State College. It's the only place in America I've ever been where they've got a whole room, almost as big as this room, filled with Xerox machines, copy machines that are free. Some genealogists went there about 20 years ago when they were just starting with Xerox machines and there was not enough machines, so they left $1 million endowment and said, don't let ever run out of machines or paper. When my car leaves, it can hardly move. You'll love it. And the other last name you gave me, that's not Irish. Probably Huguenot. Yeah, you probably gotta go to New Paltz, P-A-L-T-Z, if they're French Huguenot, and they probably are, in New Jersey, New Paltz, New York, Huguenot Society. Question?
All right, I'm looking for a background on Gabriel, Elias, born about 1804, North Carolina, probably around Parker County.
Oh yeah, that's a big prolific family. Gabriel Grant family.
Gabriel now supposedly came from Pennsylvania,
Yes.
but we can't.
Down the trail.
Can't find any time to come back to Pennsylvania.
And you search the great McCubbin's collection, Rowan County Library, Salisbury, North Carolina.
I searched it earlier, apparently.
It's growing. It's an ongoing collection. The film's only about a third of the collection. So you have to almost go there. All right. We'll give you a couple more sources later. All right. Yes.
John Shannon, born East Bay.
Okay.
He's in Washington County, Tennessee, before the Revolutionary War.
Early Tennessee.
Died in 1831, but I can't find.
In Tennessee. What church?
Washington County.
What?
I don't know what church.
Write down in your notes, if you will, R&R. All of you should be writing that down. That's what we're missing on our ancestors, the R&R. This is what we yearn for in all of our pedigrees, especially in Tennessee. So the sources I give this other lady really apply to you for those cities, including Chattanooga Public Library. Okay? Someone else. This is so fun. He got here early, the Stevenson from Southern Indiana. You don't have to worry about Indiana because all the 5 big libraries were in Indiana. They put in one building in Indianapolis and put a cafeteria in the middle. And you just go all day long. So it's great. And if you still don't know where he's from there, we go to the great Lilly Library in Bloomington, Indiana, secondly. This may be a Quaker family. If they're not, if they're like the Protestant church, we'll go to those sources accordingly. If you have trouble getting them out of Texas, I'll give you some Texas sources later. Yes?
What do you do with the Bremar?
Work on another line.
She was born 1819, according to the census, her children have been consistent in saying her brother was born in Georgia, and she was born in 1819, married about 20 years later.
On the Brown line in Georgia, we want to do a general search. Don't you find all of us have Smith, Jones, Brown, Williams, you know?
She married Campbell.
A camel, yeah. Oh, alphabet should have been their name. Now, you need to go basically like this. When we do Georgia research, we go to Macon, Georgia first. Always, always, always. After we visit the Washington Memorial Library, then we go to the big one. And then we go to Savannah second on Whitaker Street. Georgia Historical Society, marvelous. Then we go to that big, huge library that's world famous now, the Coweta County Library in Noonan, Georgia, with all those family group feeds. Used to be the Carnegie Library, they just moved. Coweta County Library, Noonan, Georgia. Before we go to Atlanta, we go to Athens. So much of what we want for Georgia is now in Athens at the University of Georgia Special Collections. Okay? Yes?
Robert W. Brown, born in Missouri in 1845, died there in 1885, here in Paris in 1833.
All right. What's his religion, do you know? That really helps us genealogically. We can do some research and find out. But we're going to find out maybe the county from, you know the county in Missouri?
No.
All right.
Back in the county where he died.
All right, we start from courthouse and back to county, and we're going to use Jeff City, which is a huge library in Columbia. But oh, we love the Mercantile Library in St. Louis again. But I'll give you more on that later, I do believe. Yes?
I'm asking for my son-in-law. This is a complex problem. The people got in trouble after the Civil War, changed their name from Leonard to Davis, and moved in Texas. And one of the grandparents, great-grandparents, stuck the name Leonard in the middle of a kid's name so the name would be carried on.
Yes.
One of those wicked things. He doesn't know where to go.
When they change names, think of some dastardly deeds. That's what happened. He clobbered somebody and the guy may have died. So we go to the Bushwhacker Museum, Nevada, Missouri. Literally. A lot of these people moved to Texas had a reason for coming. And they did. And we have a special index for all the western states called the Friend Library in Penrose, Colorado, that helps us for change names families.
Repeat that again.
It's a Friend Library, Penrose, Colorado. Now, we're going to find a lot of this on our lines. He's born or Christian with this name, and he died with this name. And so we do our research back and know that we have the right fellow all the way back because we found all the documents and he left in mortality. I'll try to explain that more later. Yes?
I'd like to ask, we're going to have to start, we haven't got past our great-grandfather and grandmother on L-O-W-R-E-Y. Now, seeing lots of that names, there's a lot of them came to Texas, but the L-O-W-R-Ys and L-O-W-E-R-Ys, we cannot connect that. We know that.
They may never connect. Lowry?
L-O-W-R-E-Y.
All right.
Scotch Irish.
All Scotch Irish, originally Presbyterian probably.
Well, they may have been, so we don't even know where.
Well, where's your branch from, your great-grandfather?
We don't have them back past Arkansas, but we know that they came from Tennessee.
Okay, we're going to work our Arkansas sources. Half of what you want in Arkansas won't be there. It's either in Texas or Tennessee. That's a key. Sometimes a little bit of it will be in Missouri. In Arkansas, a lot of people were married by Reverend Watts. So we use the Watts collection in Rolla, Missouri, to find a lot of unusual marriages. Okay?
L-U-K-E-R.
Lucre, y'all will sauerkraut all over it. Lucre's, out of Lancaster County too. No, they could have come out of Alabama, but the grandparents come out of Pennsylvania. You know, lesser Germans, and most of them are now with a name like Lucre. Yes.
I have a Bremar family from Germany.
Spell it.
G-R-E-I-N-E-R.
Okay, from Germany.
Thuringia, Germany.
Yeah, we know the state they're from now.
Okay. Is there anything that I can find here, this side, that would connect me up there? Now, I've been to, I copied 130 sheets of IGI out of Germany, and I've studied and studied and studied.
You belong to German Genealogical Society in Los Angeles? Have you used Australia? More cousins are there. Not cousins, but the index to your other cousins here. And when did he come? Just for what century?
He came as a one-year-old child with his parents in 1817.
All right. To where though?
To Charleston, South Carolina.
Oh, good. And he lived in South Carolina for a while, the family?
They lived there.
Orangeburg?
They lived in Spartanburg.
Oh, good.
Mississippi.
Good.
And then they came to Texas. They were here by...
Museum, Orangeburg, South Carolina. But the key to all South Carolina lines is a Jenny Revel collection, R-E-V-I-L-L. That's in the county archives in Sumter, South Carolina. You're going to love it. Love it, love it, love it. The book we'll use for Germany is called Myers, M-E-Y-E-R-S, second word, L-E-X-I-K-O-N. Question in the back? Yes.
I've got a house that was in Tennessee,
Spell
H-O-U-S-E.
That's not how it was originally, was it?
As far as I can find back. He was born in 1820, and one source says South Carolina, one says North Carolina. In 1840, he was in Carroll County, Tennessee.
Are those German houses? Most houses in Tennessee I've traced are German, so be aware of it. But it could be the English house name, you know.
Oh, I can't connect it. I don't know his father. I can't figure it out. We think we know because in Arkansas he lived next door to another.
Strong indication.
There was a Henry house next door that lived next. They lived
Older
each other,
man.
and they have. Well, they're only about 2 years apart.
Oh.
But they have one of them has 18 children, and the other one has 14, and about 12 of them have the same name.
They were racing?
Probably. Or something.
All right.
The Reverend House Mary Hanson came over to Winter Creek and Lansing.
Yeah, that could be part of that house. But a lot of those houses that I know
Can't connect
are the
it.
German Huses, so be careful. They translate so freely. I don't know which branch he's from, really. Yeah, house. Yeah, house.
I've done the John House lines and all of that, but I can't connect into it. I've come the other way trying to connect them.
It's almost impossible the way I know it. I'll give you some more sources I think in my seminar that should help. A few more questions. Yes?
Got another one. My surname is Dale. My line, taking it back through, we go back through Arkansas, Missouri, South Carolina, Virginia, and then my sucker dies right there. Now, my wife has got a Dale, okay? They start in Missouri, through Kentucky, back to Virginia, and then skip across Chesapeake Bay. Now, within 10 years of what we figure, they lose a William on their side. I gain a William on this side. How do we tie them suckers together?
Do you really want to be related to me?
Are your children normal?
Well, I don't know.
They're like us.
Don't you find our families really married cousins a lot? Hey, that's a man historically only would go 20 miles for a wife. And half the time, half those women were his cousins, so that's what happened. I'll give you those sources without giving them now, a little later, pretty well.
Where did you say we go to Kentucky, Tennessee area, on the Ritchie side?
Well, you have a Ritchie line as well. What nationality are the Ritchies?
Well, the Ritchie is supposed to be Scotch on it.
No, they're Scotch-Irish.
They're Scotch-Irish.
Yeah, that's the difference in Scott.
Scotch-Irish, but
You're not talking about the drink now.
my mother's came from Scotland.
Okay. Okay. When you have Scottish lines, we go to Ardmore, Pennsylvania for the archives. When you are Scotch-Irish, Scots-Irish, we go to Bremar, Pennsylvania, the huge library for those of us here who have Scotch-Irish lines.
My grandfather was from Walpole County, Kentucky.
Yeah, but you need to go just down the street from the Filson Club in Louisville. There's the records for the Ritchies. You can bank on them. I'll show you why later. Don't leave. Don't write it down yet. It's part of my lecture later. I save something to later guarantee you an audience later. Yes. Frugier from the Cajun line. Where was he? From?
1754. From France, supposedly, but I have some indication he was from.
Yeah, he come with some group, we don't know what it was.
And I'm not sure where it came from, but they always said they worked for the French.
You've been to Tulane, aren't you, Joe?
No, I'm not sure.
If you're gonna take up those early 1700s, we gotta go to Tulane. We may need to go to the Mint, you know the Mint? You remember that building in New Orleans? That's the second place. Okay, well, Tulane would have earlier family information, but I would imagine Alexandria and Lake Charles would be great backups. Yeah, she'd do that automatically. We'll see what we can give you later. Yes.
William G. Wood, born in North Carolina in 1782. Cannot find parents.
Okay. We'll do a general search. That's a special technique. Some of you do not know what that means. I'll kind of explain it later, and that should really help. Someone else. This beats any dry lecture I can give you. Yes. Bogardus, Dutch all the way from New York. All Bogards are from New York City eventually. Bogardus, your cousin to Humphrey Bogart. Yep, that's the same family. All of them are Dutch. Holland Dutch. You ride to the Holland Society on 58th Street, New York City, they'll say, not another Bogart. Then another one, they're like rabbits. Someone else.
My husband's father came from Illinois, ostensibly,
Yes.
and he was born in 63. I do not know what county.
You don't need to know. You know his last name? You do. Just right? Renfro. Woo, big. We can write the State Archives in Springfield, Illinois. And they give you a computer search of all the Renfro property. If you know the exact full name of the father-in-law, which he does, they'll give you a printout and you'll know where he's from. Almost everybody did.
He was born in Illinois.
We don't want you to argue. Oh, you say he moved out of there?
I don't know his parents.
Oh, you don't know the parents yet?
I know that he was twins. I know the twins' names.
Do you belong to the Renfro family of America? Your cousin in California has written to you? Big organization. You need Australia, and I'll show you why. This is a big family. I see a lot of people work in Renfro's. I have personal friends working in that family. You probably tie in very shortly. I'll come to that. Don't leave. Yes. Where?
Well, according to the census, just make a big sign, whether it was Kentucky or whether it's Virginia or whether it was Mississippi or what. But he wound up in Charlotte County, Missouri, where he died, raised his family and died.
Okay. If you're going to do your Missouri homework, we can give you some of those already. And you're going to be sure to the Mercantile Library. Are they Baptist? Hobbes, with that given name, could be a different faith if you get 50 generations back into North Carolina or wherever they're from, or Virginia, they could be Quakers. Yeah, Isaac Hobbes sounds very Quaker to me. But I could be dead wrong, they could be Presbyterian, whatever. Yeah. We'll give you some of the techniques and sources tonight if we may. Question? D-A-M-E-Y. Anyone know what that means? What? Don't swear. A lot of names are given because they were Latin or Greek, which is very popular about the time of American Revolution. So I don't know. Isn't that an Old Testament biblical name? Yeah. The certain Christian denominations in the 1700s, even the 1600s, sought out these earlier unknown names. So that may be an indication of those pietistic groups. I don't know. I'm just a fisher. Someone else, one more question, we'll change the page, yes.
I have a George children born in 1955. His children say he's born in Mississippi. I don't know his parents, but I know his brother. I'm happy to take
All right. When we work in Mississippi, we always go to the Evans Memorial Library in Aberdeen, Mississippi. Then we go to McCain, MCCAIM, University of Southern Mississippi, Hattiesburg. I'm assuming he's using the state archives. Every county, there are 82 in Mississippi, has a genealogy book of all the inhabitants, how long they've been there, the immigrant's name and where they're from. And so he needs that in the county where they're from in Mississippi, once you determine that. Okay? But I'll give you even more on that a little later. You need meridian number 1. Yes?
Kind of the lines of that on the EAD
Meter.
And he's in East Texas, in the middle 1800s, and then he was in Cook County later, and by third wife, his 19th child, in the 1880 census in San Saba. And I was in San Saba, can't find any record of any land or any of the cemeteries there was buried or anything. And he was born about 1810.
But not here.
No, but he lived about 80 years, and he died in that county. I don't know where he goes from there.
Okay.
Last record. What about kind of middle Texas people? Who's I talking about? Early settlers.
Waco's about the biggest library in that area. Don't forget the Texas collection in Baylor as well. But whenever I'm stuck, I invite to Villa Mae Williams, I think I told you this earlier, in Anahuac, Texas. She's my home run. She can get me out of hot water, whether I'm working San Saba or whether I'm working Marshall, Texas, or whatever, you know. Yeah. Shall I give you a seminar now and come back to more questions later? I will anyway. I found as a speaker, if I mumble on, you forget everything. If I give you a list, those of you who heard me before know I love lists. You see me and you never forget it. So if you're taking notes, can I give you a list now? Strange. Yeah, I worked a Strange family. Which is your branch? Ohio? That's that southern branch. Yeah, but they're all from Carolinas. The Strange family. There's a Strange family organization too. English. Yeah, some of those strangers were a German translation, but that was very few of them I saw in North Carolina. They just assumed the neighbor's name. You know. First list, title, the Worcer list. If you cannot spell Worcer, put status. I will now give you the 10 weakest sources. That's what we really mean. We use all 10, but carefully. So without further ado, here's number 1. Family tradition. This is the worst source of all. I realize that each of you here descend from 3 brothers who jumped ship. One married an Indian princess and she was Cherokee. You've never heard this before, have you? Whatever it is in your family, don't we embellish it with the telling? Oh, we can all tell stories now. 2 is printed family histories. These published genealogies. We've never ever seen a good one. There ain't any. Oh, I realize the one your family has published is probably an exception. 3 is the hardest to tell you about, but here it goes. 3 are DAR lineage books. We love the DAR, fantastic library in Washington. But years ago, when it was easier to join, harder to prove up now, isn't it? Hordes of Europeans came here, had no American ancestors, but they all joined the DAR. Or SAR. I know, I love it. We calculate that at least 1/3 of all leading papers are bogus or phony for that reason, so be careful. Let's move to number 4. While I'm still alive, the state regent may be in the audience. She is. 4 is the one that bombs most of our pedigrees. It's a federal census. You all can name many reasons why a census has problems. Here are the 4 main reasons. A, your Christian ancestors and mine, you read the scriptures that referred to the census as a tool of the devil, and were fearful then of incurring the wrath of the Lord. B, they always ask the dumbest guy in the county, take the census. What do you mean they still do? C, the great grandma may have said in 1850, I'm 39, 10 years later in 1860, she's I'm 41. D, the biggest problem of all. 1/3 of all the people in every county are not there. Census missed them. When that happens, and you think your people ought to be there, we read the agricultural census, obviously. From 1840 to 1900, oh, remember the man may not brag about his wife and kitties, but he knows horses and hogs. More people in the agricultural census than the people census. Please use them. Okay? In the same regard, I hope all of you use the 1930 federal census. You can access it with Form BC 600. And you can write the Bureau of the Census in Jeffersonville, Indiana. Our very best federal census is 1930. It's indexed southern and western states only, sound days. But my parents were alive in the 1930s, my grandparents, great-grandparents, most of them. And if you want a great census, you have a legal right to it by writing to Indiana and searching that census. Okay?
Jeffersonville where?
Indiana. 5 is a tombstone. Up to 95% error factor on tombstones everywhere. I love a tombstone. You turn me loose in the cemeteries like dying and going to heaven. You old buzzard, I found you another. Aren't there many errors or omissions in almost every stone we've ever seen? No, just allow accordingly. 6 are death certificates. Haven't you all seen wild death certificates? Again, they're only as good as the informant. She may have lived 50 years with her husband and forgot to ask him his middle initial. Oh, J.R. somebody. 7 are obituaries. This is where we take reprobates and make saints out of them. Excuse me. 8 are reference works. Oh, be careful of number 8. Do you understand what I mean by reference works? I'll give you some examples then. Don't mess up your notes. We're on 8 and digressing. Some of you are to 12. How can you get to 12? Okay. If you're using Cavaliers and Pioneers from Virginia, you're in trouble. Nugent's book. Or Worthless Rays, Tennessee Cousins. Oh, fine reading. Historical novel. Some of you have Pennsylvania Dutch lines. One man took 30,000 oaths of allegiance, and he translated them all and put them in one book for you and I. Only one problem, he could not read the German script. There are 30,000 misspelled sauerkraut names in rough book. Some of you have Holland Dutch lines, and he translated all those records, but his last name was O'Callahan. Be careful of some of the books in some libraries. Not your library, but other libraries. Okay? Number 9. One lady said at this point in my lecture once, what's left? These are the 8 sources I always use. 9 are family group sheets. These forms we use in genealogy. It says Daddy, Mommy, and all the kids. Keeps us organized. We love getting them from our cousins from Lancaster, California. We never met. Well, excuse me. and they're all right. We appreciate them. Only 2 problems when we get them in the mail. They're never complete or correct. Aunt Susie or Cousin Willie either does not know all or will not reveal all. I'm getting some glazed looks. Let's go to number 10 before we have a party after that. 10 is Adam, or more properly, an Adamic lineage. And I'm sure that most of you here know that no one has ever gotten back to the Bible, much less back to Adam and Eve. Cannot be done. There are no records. Totally impossible. Those who think they have go through mythology like Woden. Do you realize that no one on earth can even go back to Charlemagne? There are no records for 500 years and nobody had any names. Minor detail, 500-year gap in your pedigree. I am delighted to hear that no one in this room tonight has ever used those 10 sources. We all do it carefully. Does that help put it in perspective for you? Let's do the second list now. Hardly wait. This is called out Deutsch, the Besser list. If you cannot spell Besser, put Gooders. It would not be proper to put more Gooders. Can you imagine a society sponsoring a speaker like this? Here are the 10 top sources. Many you know, some may be new. Here's number 1, the greatest of all, judicial court records. Our people are the most feuding, fighting, litigating folk you've ever seen in all your born days. We say in genealogy, the more pious, the more litigious. Let's translate. When we work the southern states, the actual name of the court record or book that we love the most is called Minute Book in all the South. In the northern states and Canada, they're called Common Pleas, P-L-E-A-S. In Europe, may I give you a generic name for the court record in Europe? Manor Court Rolls. M-A-N-O-R, Court Rolls, R-O-L-L-S. I'm spelling some of these words because my mama's from the Ozarks. It's the best I can do. Okay. 2, our property records. Property. 4 basic kinds. A are deeds. All kinds of deeds. We like quitclaim deeds particularly because it picks up the folks not in the will. B are mortgages. That's where I find most of my kin. C are tax lists. This is the best one of all. This helps us flesh out our pedigree. You want to know about the lives of your ancestors? You search every name on every line and every page of a tax list for every year of your people's there, particularly watching for the neighbors. They're kin to you usually too. You want to know what happened while they lived in that county in Missouri, or South Carolina, or wherever. You search faithfully those great tax lists, never looking for your ancestor, but reading every name on every page. You'll love it. Okay? D, our flat books, P-L-A-T, books, those property ownership maps. While we're on 2, can we digress again for just a moment? When we do genealogy, the hardest thing is finding maiden names. Isn't that the toughest? But about 15 or 20 things we can use, but these 4 tend to be the most important. You may want to write these down. Vans, V-A-N-N-S. Bonds, V-O-N-D-S. The third one is licenses. And the last one are intentions. Could we add 2 more that you may not be using to your list? Pretend like this is a deed. You'll recognize the format. It will say this indenture. It names the parties concerned. It gives a legal description of the land. There's an X here, some signatures here. What does that X mean? It means he can write usually. He is literate. That's his Christian mark or attestation of faith. Now this time we've been saying, well, you tell me you get me to write better than he does. What are these over here, these signatures? Sometimes, especially where he signs off for 1/3 dower right in the law, we can pick up clues to maiden names from those witnesses. Another technique that we like, and it comes from this tradition. Years ago, when daughters got married, it was customary as part of her dower for her daddy to carry the note for the new son-in-law. What did I just mumble? He totes the note. You want to know great-grandma's maiden name back in Mississippi 150 years ago? Find out who they're making payments to. 70% of the time, that's a national average. it will be to her daddy. Give you a great clue to make names. Okay? Now we're ready for 3. 3-year probate records. And I hope you never, ever send for a copy of a will. If you have, I hope you'll repent. That's because about 20% die with a will. The other 80% just died. When we write to the officials and say, do you have a will for my 3rd great grandpa? Usually they search the will book index. Nothing there, sorry, eat your heart out. Oh, what we really want on the probate packet, loose papers about all the accounts, the inventories, the list of heirs, and all the goodies. What we should have said is, do you have any testate or intestate proceedings for? Let me repeat that again. Second verse, a little worse. We find an average of 4 times more goodies in the probate packets as opposed to the will books. Go for the gold. Here is that phrase if you want to write it down fast while I mumble. Do you have any testate or intestate proceedings for? Obviously, testate means with a will, intestate without a will. That's how most of our people died. The key word to remember, though, is proceedings. That's what rings the bells with the authority. Number 4, our vital records. Not vital, vital. Can you scribble a little faster? You're doing great, I'm just teasing. Here are the 6 kinds of vital records, basically in rapid fire. Here they come. A, our birth. All kinds of birth records or their equivalent. B, your marriage. Most of mine forgot to get married. C is death. Am I going too fast? D is divorce, not necessarily in that order. E are adoptions. F are sexton records. Before we leave E, though, can we clarify? The word or terminology of adoptions is fairly new, historically speaking. If you get past the Civil War, few families ever adopted. If you're working in early in the Civil War, what are we looking for if there are no adoptions? These are the 3 early equivalents. Foundling records, orphans court proceedings, and bastardy bonds. Foundling, orphans court, and bastardy bonds. Does that help a little bit, ladies and gentlemen? What was that? Bastardy, B-A-S-T. Bastardy bonds. Being from a different part of the country, we have a different dialect, don't we? And as I travel from state to state, it gets real hard. Harder in New England than any other place I go. Yes. Did you? We all have to do it. Sometimes you'll just find the index with no supporting document. You're looking for the documentation. Some counties just threw them out or whatever's happening. Okay. Sexton records. When you think of F, you think of a church maybe with a cemetery beside it. Some of our people buried neatly like that. A lot of them are just buried out back on the old place. You realize that 90% of the time we can tell you who died, when he died, and where they planted him. I'll give you that source in just a moment. 5 are church records. And there are 5 or 6 denominations that have the best genealogically important records. Shall I give you those names now? A is Catholic. Pretty hard to beat. Best record. B is Lutheran and Reformed. They're the oldest parish records. C are Quaker. Don't you wish all American Indians were Quaker? Know what I wish for years, ladies and gentlemen? I wish when our ancestors got off the ship, stood on the wharf and took off the fleas, a Native American Indian would have stepped forward and said, "Here, white man, fill out your family group sheet." Right. D is Anglican or Episcopalian, whichever you can spell. I put Church of England, it's easier. And E is Moravian. Moravian Church always encouraged their people to do their life story, go on a genealogy. Makes it very easy to do Moravian pedigrees. Can I be personal just for a moment? Mine were none of the above five. My ancestors were Baptist, Methodist, Presbyterians, Church of Christ, Mennonite, River Brethren, and all those churches strong on the Spirit or weak on the record. Do you have anybody like that in your pedigree? Then I'd like to give you 2 steps that may help you. There are many steps. These 2 predominate. Step 1, denominational yearbooks. These are those glorious publications of the last century, describe churches, ministers, and many lay members thereof. So when we work on a Southern Baptist pedigree, we go to that city where they manufacture Baptists in Nashville, Tennessee. And the other 2 Baptist libraries side by side. 200 years of yearbooks. If they're primitive Baptists, we do not go there. We go to Elon College, North Carolina. If they're Presbyterian, we go to Philadelphia. Unless they're Cumberland Presbyterian, then we go to Memphis, Tennessee. If they're Methodist, we go to Lake Junaluska. But if they're Free Methodist, we don't go there. We go to Indianapolis. Whatever your people belong to, there's going to be a church archive with lots of yearbooks giving you more than you thought in that book. ME Church, Lake Junaluska, North Carolina. Why not on the lake? Oh, you'll love it. You deserve it, Chris. Step 2, church newspapers. These are glorious. Ministers acted almost like a reporter would today. Some births, marriages, maiden names. We find who died, when he died, and where they buried him so often that they're absolutely fantastic. In our newspapers today, we have obituary, but in church newspapers, they never use the word obituary usually. Sometimes it was a memorial. Most often it was an R&R, meaning resolution of respect. And it was more than an obituary, it's a summary of his whole life, sacred and secular. My question is this: have you done the R&R for each of your Christian ancestors? Even if he does not deserve it, I want you to know he gets a Christian burial. It'll give you often birthday, place, sometimes his parents. It'll tell you about his early life, usually at least who he married, sometimes her maiden name, all the kids, later successes in life, and his death, where they buried him and when. Where is the document you're needing the most? It's called the R&R. When my people lived in Missouri, some of them were Methodists, and oh, I wish they had been scallywags because they'd be easier to trace. But they were just salt of the earth Christians, living up a hollow, making a little moonshine. But they didn't do anything paperwork-wise, no paper trail for them genealogically speaking. Not much in the county. They didn't have anything written up in Goodspeed's county history or nothing. But I knew they were Methodists, so I went to the Methodist archives from Missouri, and there was a Christian Advocate newspaper. And some nut had indexed it from 1830 to 1920 for me. Every name. And my family were scattered throughout it. When I went to Arkansas, my people lived in Benton County, and that branch were Baptist, same kind of Christian. Didn't make any waves at all. Didn't bother anybody. Didn't have any family Bible. Couldn't read or write. But I knew they were Baptists. So I went to the Baptist archives for Arkansas, and I got out the newspaper on microfilm called the Baptist Banner. And I reconstructed the lives of those hillbillies in Benton County, Arkansas. Do you have the R&Rs for your every ancestor for the last 200 years? Go for it. You'll love it. Okay? Yes? In Chicago. The national headquarters, though, is in 14 Beacon Street in Boston, called the Congregational Library. Yes? Yes. Let's see if I can pronounce it. Washita? Yeah. It's some other place called like I think Villery's from near there. town. Yeah. Okay. Ready for number 6? Before I give you number 6, someone has said for talk to be mortal, it doesn't have to be turtle. We're already going to the land of Nod. I tell many of you are snoring, and I apologize. There's a lot of hot air in here. Must be my fault. Why don't we take a short break, devour the refreshments. When you come back, I'm going to give you 6 through 10. Then I'm going to give you a third list. You ain't heard nothing till I give you the third list. Get up, folks. 6 is eternal. Fraternal. Our people were joiners. The biggest game at night in town is Masons. Second one, Oddfellows. Third, Knights of Pythias. You ever heard of those? Fourth is WOW. What's that? Fifth, Foresters. Sixth, Patrons of Husbandry. You ever seen a grain call? Yeah. You betcha. Here's a German one. Independent Order of Redmond. And the wife we call Pocahontas. Yo. Now, I don't have time to talk about all of them, but let's talk about Masons, since many are like them in records and organization. In fact, the further back you go, the more Masonic or pedigree out of age. I want you to remember that. Catholics used to be Masons. Baptists used to be Masons. Pennsylvania Dutch. If they're from the British Isles, don't even ask. Assume they're Masons. So that means the Masonic Grand Lodge in each state is powerful. In Louisville, Kentucky, Meridian, Mississippi, Montgomery, Alabama. Oh, it's a great, glorious library in Macon, Georgia. Anybody from Macon? Oh, you love that library. But I don't care if you're working Raleigh, North Carolina, or 9 Mile Road, Richmond, Virginia. Oh, I have worked to death, Columbia, Missouri, Masonic Grand Lodge. How can you do Tennessee research if you don't know the Grand Lodges? You've missed many of your records. The average ancestor will leave 6 documents in an Masonic or Oddfellow context. Now, some lodges do not like the genealogist contact them. In Texas, the Grand Lodge in Waco, and the librarian will tell you Bremar lied. Nobody was a Mason who came to Texas. That's because she's barely able to keep up with a flood of letters. In Missouri, they got a note on the door that says we have nothing genealogical. Now, if you ever go to a Grand Lodge, if you're impetuous like me and don't want to write, and you go there, you cannot get in. I will now give you literally the 4 words that always get you in. I am in need. He can't go to heaven unless he lets you in. You love it. All right? Now, if he dies in Texas, but he's from Missouri, and his records aren't in Texas, he probably joined in Missouri and get his membership in life, and that's why his records aren't here. If he's Scotch, Irish, or Scottish, you know he can be a Mason. Go to the territory. It'll tell you where he's from, Scotland, Northern Ireland as well. Well, I wish we had a half hour for number 6. 7 are alliances. ALLIANCES. These are immigrant aid societies. Our people were too poor to come to America. Someone had a prepaid ticket, provide a sponsor, employment, take care of the people. We call these alliances. Let's translate. Suppose you have an Irish ancestor, heavens forbid. I do too. It's about 1850 in Ireland. He wants to leave Ireland and come to America. What does every Irishman join besides the pub? Comes to America. How about AOA? Ancient Order Hibernian. Some of you here appear to be Scotch, Irish, or Scottish. I can tell by that pedigree note. How about the St. Andrew's Society? If he's Norwegian, Sons of Norway. Swedish, he joins Vasa. If he's Italian, he joins the Mafia. No. Sons of Italy, though, in Washington, D.C. If he's German, you write down American Turners. That's the start. We want to find out what Verein our German belongs to. But he's from Poland, Polish National Alliance in Chicago. If he's Bohemian, it's in Omaha. But I don't care if you're ancestors from Finland or Holland or England, the last 250 years stay aligned. Oh, he may have been French 200 years ago when he came from Alsace-Lorraine. Well, we'll find him probably in the French Alliance in Manchester. Let's go to number 8. 8 is the hardest to find, the most frustrating, but some of you will persevere and say this is a pretty good source. 8 are insurance records. And I want you to know for the last 100 years or better, our people have been very closely involved in insurance. They started in 1759. Presbyterian Church started the first company, 69, the Methodists that we're going to do working with it. But we find many of our ancestors have insurance. Oh, they insure barns and horses, pre-Civil War, and after Civil War, supplies and so on. Matter of priority, I guess. 3 records are generated, though: the index, the application, and the death notice. Did all of you get that? The index, the application, and the death notice. Here's basically how we find them. 70%, it seems, of our people bought from a local county fire insurance company. The Lamar County Fire Insurance Company, or Yalobusha County Fire Insurance Company. Yahoo. Now, if it's not a name of a county, they can elect something else. Some people want it to be different. They don't want to call it their county name. They may name it for a river or a valley. Red River Valley Fire Insurance Company. Something like that. But you don't have to guess. Whatever county you're researching, there should be a courthouse in the middle of a square. On the outside perimeter of buildings, aren't there? There's always an insurance company. Ask them the name of that company 100 years ago. Use your insurance commissioner in each state capital, because they have folks that we want to use very much. Annual reports. Here are the 2 best ways, though, in brief, to find your great-grandfather's insurance policy. Write down nationality or religion. We're amazed at how often it tells us. May I explain this in a teasy but hopefully loving way? Do not be offended, cousin. That's going to wake you up. You have a Lutheran ancestor. Who do you imagine you want to buy insurance from? Lutheran Church had an insurance called Lutheran Brotherhood. 150 years of that. You have a Baptist ancestor. Do you think he wants Catholic life? No, he wants eternal life. If he's German, do you want to find him in British life? It doesn't fit, does it? If he's Scotch, Irish, or Scottish, why don't we try the Scottish Life Insurance Company? If he is Catholic from Bohemia, to give you a specific, we know one company will insure him. It's called Catholic Workman in New Palm, Minnesota. If you know the island he's from, or the country, or his nationality, or his religion, it greatly speeds you up, more than you may realize. Now, 70% bought from a county fire insurance company, 20% from regional. Your regional insurer in this area is Dallas. Many of you here have ancestors records in Dallas that you've never written for. The big one to the south, for all the southern states, is in Atlanta. Oh, excuse me, I need to say Atlanta. Just easy. The biggest one of all, the last 200 years, is 10% of the population bought the Hartford Fire Insurance Company. 200 years. That's amazing. Do you know that even General George Custer had life insurance? Didn't do him any good, though, because he wore arrow shirts. This size, nice. 9 are military records. Military. 3 basic kinds. A are service records. Service. B are pensions. No, we like those a lot better. And C are bounty lands. Bounty lands. We started the National Archives in Washington, D.C., and we should, in that great library. but we find an average of 8 times more records on a state level, the Adjutant General's Office. I can't spell adjutant, but you can. Adjutant General's Office. So when we work in Illinois, we go to Camp Lincoln. When we work in Kentucky, we go to Camp Boone. When we work in Pennsylvania, Indiantown Gap, or Natick, Massachusetts. Some of you have ancestors who fought in the war of Northern aggression. If they survived the war, unlike the Yankees who joined GAR, which means in the South they would join UCV, United Confederate Veterans. And the largest single collection of those papers are in the Adjutant General's office in Jackson Barracks, New Orleans, for the entire Confederacy. Every state, every unit, every soldier in one building. New Orleans, Louisiana. Jackson Barracks, like an army barracks. Marvelous. Marvelous. Number 10. 10's been around since 1690. It's still with us. Over half of our pedigree seemingly appears sooner or later. Number 10, even immigrants. 10 are the local newspapers. I'll give you a database for those in just a moment. Do you realize I give you 2 lists, Worcester and Investor? Have I given you a better overview in genealogy by doing that? What you may not realize is there are 3 lists. Worcester, Gooder, Investor. And there are 12 in each of the 3 lists. Total of 36. You have 20. If you look on page 19 during the next break, you'll see there are 36 sources you need to use in genealogy. There are many other sources we will not have time to talk about. I'm going to give you one now just to whet your appetite. Very powerful for Virginia, North Carolina, and those states carved out of them and some of the southern states. It is called the scavenger record. Do you know what a scavenger record is? Or stands the scavenger? When our ancestors set a farm up, the first thing after they cleared the land, they built an outhouse. Did you know that? They built it once. They didn't build an outhouse every year. They built it once. And when it filled up, they called it a scavenger. He cleaned it out, lined it down, and it was good for another year. Throughout the South, we can find scavenger lists. They're like a census every year on our family. Are we still friends? Okay. Now, I really harangued you with a lot of material, and I apologize. Even though you look a little spongy, you appear to have 100% attention. Can you tell I come from a long line of people? Really giving it to you. Now, I'm supposed to give you 2 laws of genealogy. We don't have time, but they're in the book. Could I now give you, probably the best way to give you a list called the survey. Let's do that real fast and wind this thing up. It's called the survey. And it's designed to speed you up and save time and money. Many of you here, your present rate of progress only need 500 more years, $1 million. Finish the genealogy. It's taking too long. We'll begin very elementary and then somewhat advanced. So here we go, rapid fire. Number 1 is obvious. Search the home sources. You already done that. You've been the attic, the basement, you ruined Laughter's family reunion, bugging everybody to death. They can see you coming, like cousins in the other. 2, Salt Lake City, Utah. Utah is spelled without an R. It is the largest genealogical library in the world, but they only have about 20% of what you need. Some people think Salt Lake has it all. I wish they did. But they do have 3.5 billion names. How's that for starters? So you can go to Salt Lake, or you can go to your nearest family history center, and they got these new computers that you walk up to and say, want to play genealogy? We love them. We love them. 3 are surname registers. You've seen many registers. The biggest in the world is in Sydney, Australia, called Genealogical Research Directory. 70% of every question you've asked me tonight is answered in GRD out of Sydney, distributed to California, and available in libraries within an hour's drive of us tonight. Many libraries. And I love it. If I'm working in the British Isles, they've got a registry there in Somerset, England. It is absolutely fantastic. for every line you're working in the British Isles. In America, no matter where you're working, you gotta write the Concord, California, like a grape. I've nicknamed it Genealogical Lotto. Their real name is Family Exchange. You go there? You seem so nice. Okay. They charge $1.50 for every name you send them. If I were wanting to know more about the Belcher family and all the various lines, and all the people, the working Belchers in the world, and all the records they have, for $1.50 I can write in Concord, California. She does a worldwide computer search on Belchers and sends me the whole list for $1.50. Would it be worth it to you? Oh, it's glorious. I've never ever sent a name that she blanked out on. I sent her names from Prussia, from Scotland, from Virginia, from Missouri, from Canada, and all that wonderful gal gives me that huge database. When I send in, for example, on some of my names, I get cousins who have, I don't even know who they are, but I write to them, they have more information on my line, sometimes 8 or 10, 12 generations more than I do. Yes. Oh, A, B, C, nothing yet. Yeah. That's typical. You submitted it, you get it. But I want more. When I set my Laird family name in, my Craig, my Evans, my Morris, all those kinds of lines, I want to get with it. I want to know who's having family reunions. I want to know if they publish anything, like a quarterly or newsletter. I want to go to those reunions. I love the family reunions. To me, that's the epitome of genealogy. It's in the book. You want that gift wrap? What? It is. But the new address is the new supplement. It is new. I can do something. All right. I wish I could tell you to do more of these, but some of you, because of your questions, if you were Italian, you'd write to Palos Verdes, California. They have international Italian directories to fill you as well. While we're working Jewish line, I was in New Jersey. If some of your ethnic background, 90% of you need Concord. Right off the bat, you got to go there. Put it in my ear. Or, in photo duplication, big long word, that's photo duplication in the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C., the largest library in the world. They will search all the books, 25 million, for the last 300 years, on any name you are researching, and send you the name of the book, the author, the title, the publisher, and the place. 25 million books. If you fill out the form for photo duplication, you send it in. Library of Congress. I put my Craig name in there. I got 350 some cards. Every single card is a different book. Those Craigs were like weapons. But some of those books are my direct line. Did you know that? My mama's maiden name is Jury, J-U-R-Y. You ain't never heard of it, from Devon Eamon. But it's such a rare name, I thought, give me all the Jury books. They came from all over the world, most of them. In Switzerland, where that name is spelled C-S-U-R-I-E. Same family. Think of one of your grandma's names. Don't you want to send that name in? I don't care what nationality, the photo duplication, what kind of the biggest database you've ever seen for manuscripts in your life. When I put my Frank family name in the computer, 11 archives came up on the screen having original Frank family papers and documents. Records. I put my Swiss Mennonite line in there. The last name is Gingrich or Gingrich, hillbillies from Pennsylvania and Germany, Rhineland. Not only did my immigrant ancestor's name come up on the screen, but with him, he brings his family Bible from Germany in 1710 when he comes to Philadelphia. And the Bible put in 1673 may have older families. And it says on the screen, this Bible is located in Golden College in Golden, Indiana. I went there, knocked on the archive door. A minister opened the door and he says, I'm Reverend Melvin Gingrich. Can I help you? And I went, whoa. He said, what's your grandma's name? And I told him, he said, here she is, and here's 7 generations of her pedigree. And he turned the page to Rhineland, Germany, and there's 5 more generations. Do you want family Bibles that are missing? Do you want old pictures? Do you want samplers? Do you want deeds and wills and mortgages, military records and letters and more? Every single soul in this room has got to learn 3 letters. A-M-C. This is how you access Arlen when you go to the University of Texas. Right. And if you have a computer and a modem at home and lots of money, you could access it yourself. But it's free at the university. The key word, there's a whole bunch of databases I wish I had time to tell you about, but just write down internet. And go to the schools that are offering, they have one night, I think in Paris, Texas, they're having an internet conference soon. It's $5 for the whole day conference. And you can pick them up, you'll have 10,000 databases if you use the internet. I can do German research, French research, Irish research, I can do Italian research, I can do South Carolina by using the internet. 6 are appellate court records, A-P-P-E-L-L-A-P-E. Some of our people are taking up horse thieves in other counties. In some counties burned down, go to Marshall, what are you going to do? A is called the First Decennial Digest, D-E-C-E-N-N-I-A-L. Did y'all get that? 5 volumes. Write down 21 through 25 so you can find them in the nearest law library. And it's not very far from the big one over here. These only cover 1658 to 1911. Is that a good statistic? You realize that gives you an index. All the states and colonial court records, 1658 to 1911, for your family name to use to research in Virginia in the early 1700s and never leave Texas. On some of your lines, you use these 5 volumes. B is the Federal Digest. And they're volumes 66 through 70, and they only cover the years 1754 to 1935. 1754 to 1935, but it's every federal case. 10% of our pedigree should be in those 5 volumes. 10% in that digest. Now I can give you other sources I don't have time to, but I will give you 2 quick techniques and we're almost done. Oh, you're doing marvelous. I'm so proud of you. Technique number 1. There are 2 kinds of searches in genealogy. Write that down if you will. 2 kinds of searches. A is a particular search. Looking for an ancestor's full name in most records is all right. But all in 2 records. The county courthouses, the federal census, we're not supposed to do A. We're supposed to do B, a general search, where we drop the given name and only search by surname. Gesundheit. Don't you find if there's one nut in the county by the name of Willie Wilbur? We've already talked about all these Smith, Jones, Brown, and Williams, or any other name you're working on. You looked at the census films in the genealogy library over here, you found a lot of people with the same last name as you're working, the same county. How do you know which one's yours? You must learn to do a proper general search. It is explained beautifully in the book. I challenge you to read the book before it comes out as a movie. All right. 2. hire a high school student. Because it's cheaper, $5 an hour is the going rate. Takes a sweat, the heat off the other archivists, administrators, things. When you need things from the Sonic Grand Lodges, from ministers, county clerks, from archivists and librarians, try your best to hire more students. We do that by merely writing to the high school librarian in that area, anywhere in the world. She recommends a student, gives a letter to her, says, some nut from Texas wants to hire you. If there's 15 documents you want to Rome, New York, you write her one note at a time with a $5 bill back and forth. Let her send the documents back and forth. She can't do genealogy. You got to have a virus first. She can't do that. She's a gopher. First thing we ask every student once you make contact, please send me a phone book from your parents. You've written them out in her room, send them English, 5 books. Every time I write to a student, or a county clerk, or a judge, or grand secretary, or minister, or whatever, I wait about 6 weeks, and I always make sure I get a reply, because I send them a jar of strawberry jam. Bribe your recipients, get more for your money, send more cash, less sassy, less self-addressed stamped envelope. You write to somebody who's been doing genealogy on your line for 40 years, and send them a 29-cent stamped envelope, so send me all you got for full envelope. 29 cents. Put $1 a barrel in there. Live a little bit. And a month or 6 weeks later, send them some preserves you can put up yourself. Or just go down to I grew up in an Osprey farm area, so I used to get those 3 little jars. You know? But they, no matter what size, they love it. But I get better response than anybody with those dollar bills and those strawberry jars. Now our time is about up. I better stand on my way up. I've exhausted my vocabulary. 90% of what you want somewhere in this book. It took me 25 years to put this book together. There are more counties than there ever in Handy book. 845 churches and their home offices in here. Every insurance company, railroad, and home office, and much more. I'm going to explain one section so you'll make sure you understand that section if nothing else. None of you obviously are old enough to remember the Roosevelt administration. One lady said at one of my seminars, which Roosevelt, honey? 97. The WPA, which does not mean you fiddle around, from 35 to 43 did many projects. And I'm not going to talk about all the projects, just one. The inventory courthouses. 2 kinds. Published in the manuscript. They're still available. I need 2 or 3 of you to tell me what state you're working in, county, and I'll do this in rapid fire. Someone raise your hand. Yes. And Johnson. Oh, what a nice county that is, too. Here's Ohio. It was not done. Had it been done, she could order that book from the state library in Columbus to interlibrary loan. I will now turn to Ohio. And there's Coshocton. There's a manuscript you can send for in the State Historical Society, not the State Library. Manuscript you got to send for and have a copy sent to you. But it's a guide to every record. There's 50 records in the average county in America. Could you name all 50? You want to know where the records are and what exists. You get a WPA inventory. One's published, one's not. One more, state and county. Russell County, Virginia. You got some Southwest Virginia heritage, huh? Not done, but I'll now turn to the unpublished. 2/3 were not, or here's Russell County. In the Archives and Records Division of Richmond, you can order that. Come up afterwards if you want to look at that. As you read, be sure to thank those who risk their reputation on this nut from out west. I hope that someday soon you'll let me come back, slow down, do a free all-day Saturday workshop for you. And you bring your problems, and we're just going to shop most of the day. And you'll ask the question, and I'll give you solutions to the best of my ability, and it'll help everybody because we're going to have a lot of the same problems. Today, admittedly, I've talked too fast, but like Steve Meetings, keep talking words. I give you abbreviated answers, I know. Some of you, I can give you 25 or 30 steps to follow, but I'd bore your neighbors if I did that. You've not invited me back. But someday this next few months or next year if you would like a free workshop. I travel this interstate area and this area quite often, 4 or 5 times a year. If you're also interested with another society or library, write to me. I'll be happy to come your way free. Oh, yes. Between earthquakes. Born and raised. I used to be rocked out of bed sometimes as a kid. Yes. Our time's up. I wish we had time for more questions and answers. I'll stay here afterwards should you want to. Incidentally, if you want to buy this book, you have the form that tells you cash or check or Visa or MasterCard. You fill out the bottom of your form. Or credit. The credit's all pre-approved. Take the book. When the ship comes in, you can mail it to me. We'd love you to take a book tonight. I want to take those back to Salt Lake with me. 90% of what you want's in that book. I know it seems expensive, but if you realize it's $20 a pound, it ain't so bad. May none of you here ever find a cure for this virus. Thank you. Good night.